Hey everybody, this is David. Today I'm going to do a unboxing of this CD. It is Heretic, From the Vault, Tortured and Broken. But a little bit of history. So there was a band called, well, there still is a band called Metal Church, and they have a singer, David Wayne. They did these two albums, Metal Church and The Dark, with David Wayne. And then when David Wayne left, a guy named Mike Howe joined the band. That is Mike Howe. And they did Blessing in Disguise. They also did Human Factor with him. And they also did something like In Balance or something like that. And when David Wayne left, he joined up with two guys and formed a band called Reverend. And if you have not checked out my videos about these two Reverend CDs, do so. But Mike Howe, before he was in Metal Church, was in a band called Heretic. This is one of those Metal Blade boxes that have actual CDs, actual jewel case CDs. They did one for Hallows Eve, Fate's Warning, Flotsam and Jetsam, Voivod. The funny thing is, I got the Fate's Warning one and the Hallows Eve ones way back in like 2007 when they started doing these, and both of those had just like an extra disc of DVD footage that was actually really crappy quality anyway, so I ended up selling them. I wish I didn't. And they also came with these like boxes and stuff, and I think I just threw the boxes away. That was when I was just like, you know, I don't care about this stuff, and I regret doing that, but I would have never listened to that. So the first thing I will show you is, this is what you will see like on Discogs. And Scott Waters did a video about this, the unboxing of this. He just didn't show everything that I wanted him to show, so I thought I will do one that tells you exactly what you get in the whole thing. I only actually really wanted Breaking Point, because that was the one album with Mike Howe. But this was a cheaper, far cheaper way to go. I hate this cover. It's dumb. Who came up with that? It's just like their first EP. This first EP, Torture Knows No Bounds, it was only ever released on cassette and vinyl. And this was the first time it was been released on CD. And what you get is... Oh, I'm sorry, there's something in my eye. I think I have an eyelash in my eye. What you get is the main album with bonus DVD. Actually, I can go like this. So what you get is the EP, and I believe they had two singers. I'm not 100% sure. I think they had a guy named Mike Torres and another guy named, let's see, I think he's back singing with them. Julian, let me find out. Julian, it doesn't give his last name in here, so, but what you get is the EP, which is 5 songs. Bonus track from the Metal Massacre 12, I think it is. Blood Will Tell from the 2012 version, which is a song from this EP. And then live stuff that were previously really unreleased. I've listened to the live stuff. It is mediocre bootleg quality at best. That's the one thing I don't like about these Metal Blade things. They think, oh, we're gonna just shove a bunch of cool stuff and people will be like, woohoo, yay. And honestly, if it sounds like crap and you're never gonna listen to it more than once, then yeah. But there's a bonus DVD. There's 2 shows, the Country Club in '85 and Jezebel's in '86. Bonus clip and bonus part Heretic and Will Howe viewing and commenting both shows. So that's kind of cool. I haven't watched the DVD. I've just listened to the EP and the live stuff. And as I said, the live stuff isn't really worth listening to more than once or so. Back in the day, that was probably cool, but, you know, when you would get bootleg things. But, yeah, it's just kind of not good sound quality. So, what Scott showed was, like, these pages. Here, I'll take this down. He showed these pages, but I wanted to know whether there were lyrics, and he kind of skipped over that. There are full lyrics in here. As I've said before, I love lyrics because when I was listening to King Diamond Abigail as a kid, you couldn't tell half of the things that he was talking about or saying. Brian Corbin actually talks about every song on the EP and from the live stuff, which is cool. And then it has this little blurb on the back. The number one reason I got this was for Breaking Point. So what you get on this Breaking Point version, and let's face it, so I paid $18.99. The cheapest I could find Breaking Point, like an original version or whatever, one done by Metal Blade, was like $24 just for that one disc. This was $18.99 with $4 shipping, and I get all the unnecessary bonus stuff, but I do get the EP, which is cool. Those singers aren't half as good, in my opinion, as Mike Howe, but what are you going to do? I mean, they're good. They are good, but I really like Mike Howe. And this, I put this in, and I remembered every lyric to it because I used to have this as a kid on cassette. And with this one, again, I will show you. You get 4 bonus tracks, 3 bonus tracks, and 1 track that was a bonus track from remastered CD reissue. So I don't know if this is the remastered version that they've just used the audio from or not. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Julian Mendez, or Julian, I can't pronounce his name, I think the first disc, The Torture Knows No Bounds, might have been transferred from cassette because it's never been done on CD, and I don't think they had the master tapes. So what you get with this one, again, liner notes going through each song, lyrics. And I remembered And Kingdoms Fall, like I just listened to it yesterday. So good, so good. This is probably, out of all of these, probably my favorite thing out of all of them. Out of all the Metal Church, out of all the Reverend and Heretic stuff. More lyrics. And last but not least, even more lyrics. So, yes, it is awesome that I finally have this. My friend Phil had burned me a copy and sent it, and it got just eaten up in my CD player in my car. It had a meltdown and jammed the cartridge in there, and I couldn't get it out. So, Heretic Breaking Point. So if you are looking for this album, look up Heretic From the Vault, Tortured and Broken, because you'll get the actual CD. It just has extra tracks on it, extra liner notes and lyrics and stuff like that, but way cheaper. And After I bought this from the seller, it's a U.S. seller, they relisted a similar item, and it was basically, he probably has a bunch of them and just doing them one at a time. So $18.99, I believe it was. So I hope you found that helpful, and totally, if you love Metal Church, if you love Reverend, get this because it is so good.